All right, part 3. So we've been over what we want to put on. All right, part 2, we went over how you want to get the points of contact through your feet. So I put my shoes on because I just got done showing y'all my toes and my heels. So I got my shoes on because Vans will make a dance. I don't know how true it is now, but just know I got that stimmy coming now. She wants to twerk something for me. But let me stop playing with y'all for y'all tell you I'm on. But long story short, we building the squat from the ground up. So now we're gonna focus on how do I actually start my squat. We know how I use my feet. We know how I put my heels at. We know how I do with my toes. But what do you do with your hips? Okay? So this is where most people mess up at. I tell them to squat, and the first thing they want to do is just right here. No, that's not how you squat. Look, knees don't go forward. All right? Knees are forward and in. That's wrong. Okay? Knees are forward and in. I mean that lower back gonna take some of that. All right? So I tell my kids you start with a hinge of the hips. So this is so I'm straight, joint stack, hinge of the hips. Hips back, hamstrings tight. So hinge, hamstring, okay? Now, so I start them with no weight. You do not need a bar on your back if you don't know how to squat. It's just, I don't know. I see so many trainers putting a bar on a person's back and they have not taught them the right way to squat, okay? So you want to learn how to use your feet and your hips simultaneously. So it'll look like this. All right, now, this is a good squat. If this is out as much depth as you can get right now, just work that pattern. All right, work that pattern. Now, what you don't want to do is can't use your muscles. You start rocking and doing all of that. All right, so learn how to use your muscles. Stand up with your legs, not your back. All right, and then once you get good at it, then you can progress. Okay, so after I get good at that, okay, I got that, coach. I can do that. I can stand up with my hips. My heels is not coming up off the ground. All right. My knees are out. That's good. Track it towards that toe. Got that. All right. So what I'm gonna do now? All right. Now I can move this box out the way. All right. We progress to a little bit of lower box. Okay. So we're gonna progress to this box. All right. Now same setup. Right here. Toes out, knees out. Butt back. Sit down. All right, I ain't plop down and start rocking. All right? I'm using my legs to stand up. I'm still tight on my hamstrings. Still tight on the hamstring. All right, now, we get real good at it. All right, take that box, take it over there. Yeah. Still same thing. Just back onto the box. Perfect, perfect. Chest up, stand up. Chest up, stand up. Now, it is a point of a squat where you can go too far where your butt starts running underneath you. But if you pay attention, I have pelvic control. So I push back, my pelvis is not running underneath me, stand up. All right? Not running underneath me, stand up. All right? Now, if you can't do this low box, start with a higher box and work your way down. Progression, progression, progression. Everybody needs to be able to do some form of squat the right way without hurting their back. All right, so I intentionally filmed my hips, my knees, and my ankles to show you how to properly execute a squat. Because at the end of the day, you got to become efficient at the movement. The squat itself isn't a bad movement if you know how to execute it. Most people don't, and one link in the chain isn't strong, so something else has to take over. So just practice on those steps, and I guarantee you become efficient at those steps, and you can increase your depth, you can increase your mobility. You only get better at squatting by doing squats. So you can do all the mobility and the stretching you want to, but you have to execute the squat properly to get good at it. So I hope that helps some of y'all, and the next video, I think we're gonna work our way up a little higher, maybe even to a front squat, a goblet squat.